So hi, my name is Zoe. My project is Industrial Witnesses. It's located in this Tonyang Dockyard, and the program is a mixed-use development, right? And then you need to turn to me and tell me. You need to tell me like what your big idea is. Why is it called Industrial Witnesses? Okay, so you're going to need to speak a lot louder than that when you give your presentation. I want you to practice that. I want some practice to go into that every single day. The best way to practice that is to find a friend, stand in this really noisy hallway with all this stuff, and start out like close, like maybe 5 feet apart from the top, and then keep going back farther, like go step back until you're shouting. Which sounds weird, but it really works. You need to get out of your quiet voice and start speaking loud. And I think that's the only way I know to do that in a short period of time, okay? So I want you to do that. The other thing that you need to do is you need to explain to me what the heck I'm looking at in simple terms right up front. So I like the fact that you started out by saying it's in Tonyang Dockyard. But then what I don't know, and I couldn't hear you well enough to know if you said this or not, is whether there are some parts of it that are left over from the industrial infrastructure that then are getting kind of infilled with this new kind of bubble gum and chalk stuff. Is that right? Okay, so that needs to be the first thing out of your mouth, right? It needs to be like, okay, this is in Tonyang Dockyard, which right now is filled with giant pieces of machinery from its existing dockyard function, and then you need to do exactly what Jenny did, and you need to point to those. Right now, you're not engaging at all with the work from the walls. You need to do that. You say, my project proposes leaving these bits of industrial equipment in place and infilling around them to create a new hybrid of, and what's the program? To create a new hybrid.
It's commercial, like, it's kind of everything.
It's kind of everything not going to help you here, though. Like, what is it exactly? Is it lab space? Okay, so it's mixed use, cultural, and office space. Okay, so that's what you're going to say. Mixed use, cultural, and office space. You create a unique mixed use and cultural office space that both celebrates traces of what was and creates new and fictional meanings for them in the context of this new architecture. And then, I kind of think that's probably all you want to say about the form language. I think what you want to do then is go right to the plan and tell me what the heck I'm looking at, because I can't tell. Like, I don't know where I get in. I don't know, like, why some parts of it are kind of shaded in copper and some parts of it are not. I can't identify in the plan, too, where the existing bits of machinery are, and that I think needs to be called out. So, like, maybe you just use the same color that you're using in your render. Maybe you use it in the plan to point out where those things are kind of these almost like thorns in the garden, you know, for you, and how you're addressing them. And then I just want you to be literally able to walk me through those plans. It looks like pretty much everything is on one level, or is it more than one level?
Like 3 levels.
Well, then how come I'm looking at one plan?
I think she has multiple plans.
Okay, so just make sure you can do that. I also am wondering if I'm going to see some kind of section. Am I going to see a section? Well, that's a piece of a section. So are you going to show me a section for the whole project? I'm just letting you know it's a confusing project because there's lots and lots of little stuff. And so it's hard for me to look at it and understand it in any way that would help me to talk about it. So I don't think you have time at this point to cut a section. But because you don't have that, you're really going to be relying on your plans to help me orient myself. So one thing I would suggest with your plans is that you put a little bit of the surrounding context in place so I can orient myself. Because right now, it's clear to you, that what I'm looking at, like, I don't know which of those little funnel things is the funnel thing that's right in front there. Right? Is this? Okay, like that took me that time to figure that out. So if you have the plans with that, enough stuff around them, maybe oriented the other way too, so that it's just more legible. And really your focus for your final exam should be on legible as a plan. I just gave a final gift for your final thesis presentation is legibility. Many things is legible content. Now, in terms of the title, industrial witness, I do not like it. I think you cheated. I think you should. I understand what you're saying now, but maybe something like. Something like she could use ruins of the title.
I always think of should they using the word fantasy or fantastical figures versus the kind of ruins or existing or something. It feels like there's this play of both that is like dancing around each other and then merging to create these new hybrid spatial moments that is neither one or the other. And then
well, why don't you just call it that? Then why don't you just call it neither one or the other, or something like that? Like that's better. Like neither one or the other is at least gives you a way to say like it's a project that so completely recontextualizes the original industrial ruins that they lose their original identity, but at the same time they remain unreconciled to the new identity of the place, neither one or the other.
Yeah,
that's good. All right. Okay. So, but the main thing is that I kind of said it for you, so just go back and listen to that. That even if your words are all correct and really do justice to your project, if I can't hear you, it ain't gonna work. So I need you to work on your volume. Okay?
And do you suggest her memorize, like you said, with
yes.
the person?
I suggest you memorize. I suggest you memorize, but just remember, when you memorize, you're not just going to get up there, you're not just going to stand there and recite with your hand vote. Like, no. You're going to get up there and you're going to gesture, choose stuff on the wall. Everything you say, you should be able to point to something on the wall.
Point to the phrase. Here are these existing ruins, and here are these fantastic.